This is Yerushalmi Berachos Daf Nun Ches according to the article Oz V'Hadar pagination. According to the Vilna pagination, it starts on Daf Mem Amud Aleph. Actually, it's the second last narrow line, Ashkach Tani. So we are starting right at the top of the Amud. Ashkach Tani Polik. We found there's a Tana who argues and holds that there are certain brachos which if Shtei were misses, he has to go back and say them. Believe out those three brachos, then you any of those three brachos you have to go back and you might minu because I say he's a min and that's why he left him out. So it's a very interesting, very cute mashgiach on this. Mashgiach says that from here, it's a these two brachos are the shli ikari adas, tchias hamesim. That's Chaim Mesim, Schar v'Oinesh, that's Machni Azedim, and Bias Mashiach, that's Bnei Yerushalayim. And he says it's a raya from here against the Ikarim, who holds that Bias Mashiach is not one of the Ikarim, because here we see like the Rambam that Bias Mashiach, meaning Bnei Yerushalayim, is one of the Ikarim. I don't know if it's such a powerful raya, but it's a very cute idea. Okay, so the Ushmo Katan Avar coming to Musa, very famous story, meaning that it's also in the Bavli. He went in front of the table of Ashkar Machnia Zaydim. He forgot Machnia Zaydim, which is a bracha he himself composed. Besofa Shari Mashkif Aleon. So at the end, he started looking around. Now that's the Bnei Moshe's shot, which is a bit strange. So I would rather go with the Charedim and the Rosh Shvilio that at the end he started perceiving it. In other words, at the meaning initially he didn't remember at all. And the way the Charedim puts it, and they remind him that he has to go back to the bracha of Malshinim. And he started paying attention to remember it. And they fulfilled him the din of our Mishnah that if he doesn't know, he doesn't remember, we wait for him, and they waited for him. So Armin Le Velo Shiru Chachamim Kach. He says even though in it's been fascinating. Charedim, he says Lo Shalom Kach Lo Madava Bishim Shar Brachas Mamtini Lo Kom Shavir Oz Achar Tachtam. Another brachos, we wait until we take another person instead of him. We don't have any right to wait. Immediately, somebody else has to replace it. The Bavli says that they did wait. And the high halacha is not to wait. And the Bavli has several difficult answers. This language of the Bavli, Shakha, he forgot it. He started 2 or 3 hours, he waited trying to remember it. And they didn't let him go, they didn't remove him. Why didn't they remove him? One of the answers again is one that he wrote to Peir. He tried to perceive it, to remember it. The language of to scout. So, Armalei Veloshu Chachamim Bekach. So they said to him that they were not, in this case, they're not going to let him stay down there. He's got to move immediately. Let's see what the Rosh Hashanah says. So he says the opposite of Charedim. According to Charedim, it says that Shrei Mashkabaleon, he started trying to remember, but they didn't give you a chance to remember. You got to go. But they're not like the Bible. Rosh Hashanah says means they didn't. Even though Chachamim normally would not let you go so long, here Chachamim let you go longer. Why did they let you go longer? One of the answers given by the Bavli. So that's a very different interpretation, obviously. Going on. Rabbi Yaakov Barach, Rabbi Shem Barach, Shem Rabbi Lazar, Suffolk Hiskir, Shalosh Chalash, Suffolk Lo Hiskir. If you're not sure you mentioned Yalav Yav or not, Machzir, so may go back. Let's go back to Shimba, but Shem Rabbi Yochanan, Imakaras or glove. If you're ready to finish Shmona Esrei and took 3 steps back, go back to the beginning of Shmona Esrei. If not, go back to Avoda. If somebody got distracted, or you start thinking about other things, Kamosh Akaz Raglov. It's as if he removed his legs, as if he actually finished finished Shmona Esrei altogether. So during the Tachanunim, well, which maybe means a kind of Torah, maybe means other Tachanunim. This is and the way Rashi really puts it, he doesn't always say Tachanunim. Sometimes says, sometimes doesn't. And today Rosh Chodesh Yom Rosh Chodesh Amran. And before he finished saying these Tachnun, he doesn't always add. He remembered he didn't say Rosh Chodesh. We say it's as if he didn't complete the Shemona Esrei, but did complete Shemona Esrei. And Sricha, of course, is the same language which we have in the Bavli for Teku, which means we don't know the answer to this question. Says the Gemara further. Rabbi Abba Braid, Rabbi Chia Bar Abba, Rabbi Chia B'Shem, Rabbi Yochanan said, they both said, the so it was raining and he became mute. The person who takes his place, he should start from the place where the first guy started, not from where the first guy got muted. If you could say from the place where he stopped. Harishonim, and remember this back in the day, of course, the people who got the Aliyah, people who lane were the ones who got the Aliyah made the bracha. Because if he starts again, if he starts from the place where the first Koreh stopped, Harishonim is Baruch Lifneim, Psukim read by the first Baal Koreh, got a bracha before them, but not afterwards. And the Vachroinim, the last Psukim made by the second Baal Koreh, is Baruch Achreim, Lo Baruch Livnei, got bracha before and not afterwards. Got bracha afterwards, not before. Uksima says, Torah Hashem Temima Mashimas Nefesh. It's a fascinating derivation. It says the Torah of Hashem is complete, perfect, and restores the soul. Shetei Kula Tmima. It all has to be perfect. In other words, there'll be brachas on all parts of the laning, before and after. Very fascinating limud. What's the Harerim say here? No, he doesn't say anything. Yeah. Something here. No. Okay, let's go back there. Tani lo yushu shnei shnaim korim b'Torah v'echem b'targum. We should have 2 people reading the Torah. In other words, it seems to be because they shouldn't be simultaneous, but based on the previous Gemara, sounds like no. It sounds like it's one after another, as we shall see. Lo yushu shnei korim b'Torah v'echem b'targum. What you have 2 shouldn't have 2 people reading Torah, 1 translating. Because of the bracha. In other words, the bracha is going to go. The first one's bracha is going to go on the first part of laning. The second one's bracha is going to go on the second part of laning, and neither of them is going to get the full bracha. And we need Torah Hashem to meet ma. But we learn lo yishnayim targum ve'echad karei. Hey, wait a minute. We said you shouldn't have 2 people doing the targum and 1 person laning. Is there a bracha? Is it because of bracha? Because there's no bracha on the targum. Ella, no. It's because 2 voices don't come into 1 ear. So that is good. So in fact, it's not the 2 people. It's not the issue of the bracha being of the first part going to the first part going to the first bracha, the second part going to the second bracha. But rather, the issue here is and we don't want 2 voices because 2 voices you're not going to be able to make out either one of them. Tani Steinker, we learned two people can read in the Torah, and not in Navi. So this seems to argue. It says the Trey calling Mishtamoi is not a problem, at least when you're when you're laning. The Rabbi Yehuda said Kriyas B'Torah and Kriyas B'Navi. Which is a cryptic language. The Moshe says time of the high time mishum the Kriyas B'Torah klamar ikar chiv mitakaras Moshe v'ezer yukar b'Torah. Avloti kaim because B'Navi. The Torah is a chiv, ikar chiv, not it's from either Moshe or Ezra, depending which laning. Whereas Haftarah is not. So you can't hold the Kriyas Torah chova land since the Kriyas Torah is obligatory. Yahweh datai lishma afilu shnayim b'Torah. It's like we said, remember, either chayvela, chavivala, trei kol mishtamai here too, because it's either since it's mechuyev the trei kol mishtamai. Over Navi shetiknu chamachamim achar kach laftorah ve'en chova kol kach aleim ein shnayim korim, but not by the Haftarah because it's not so obligatory. People are not going to pay attention. If people are reading lo Yahweh datayu lishma mehem, you're not going to pay attention to hear from them. The Charedim says, not because of the quality of the obligation, like Moshe says, but because of the regilus, because of the people are accustomed. So it's in Torah, people are here, people hear Torah all the time, and I guess a lot of people got for the Haftarah even back then. So they check on Mishtamai. Aber Navi la ruba regile veina ozen shamas. So there's people are a lot of people listen to the laning, and therefore they're going to hear Trikali as well. Whereas after you don't have so many people listening, or there's not so bucky in it. Okay, V'loya Sarvan. Now we're going on to the next part. Amar Rabbi Yeshua, the Rumia Shloshes Varim Ruban Miyuton Ra. The three things that have too much or too little is bad. Venus Yafa, and the medium amount is good. Hasor, sour dough. In the dough, medium amount is good. Not too much. Vamelach, salt. Basir and refusal. Bichila Mesarev. The first time they ask you, you should reject the kibbutz. And the second time you should stutter, mumble, ahina hair. The third time they ask you, you should run and come. The Yerushalmi Berachos said, brought down the Nefesh Harav, if I recall correctly, says that's why it says we say by Chasam Torah, Chasam Berachos, Amod. You say it 3 times, so cut to the chase, right? Not giving the time to be Masari. Amod, first time Amod, second time Amod, third time. So now he has to run up to get Aliyah. Rabbi sitting in certain shul. Al Chazona v'Atrach al Chadiel. The Chazan, this means the Shamash, the Gabbai, was trying to get somebody else to come in. In other words, they should come and lead the services. V'lo Kavilei would not refuse to do so. But Sofa asked Rabbi Eliezer. In the end, he came to Rabbi Eliezer. And he said, "Please don't upset that I refused to take the amud. Begin to lo'avina mitar lo'alis." So the Moshe says, "Shelo yisimi so rare, but shelo yisimi so rare, but go fee. Because he's a kfedus about me. Shokach lo'alisi the Beis HaKnesses later than the I was not feeling up to it. Kitzer. Right? I didn't feel I was at I was going to I was in a proper frame of mind or a proper state in order to daven. Amar Lei said, "Lo Allah lo kais." I was not upset at you. But rather than Chazan, he saw you were just uncomfortable. He should have desisted from trying to persuade you. Betite, ishtatek bofnaya. So Betite was a shliach tzibur, and he got silent by Afnaya, by Yotze Or, Ofanim Chayas Kodesh. Asher Shaila Rabbi Yehuda, they asked Rabbi Yehuda what to do. The person takes his place since he became muted and he has to go down. He start from the same place where first guy stopped. Hi, it says do for the beginning of the bracha. So you have to start from Yotza or. So fascinating thing, which was not in the Bavli, that this is the play as Play Moshe puts it. This is considered to be as if it's the beginning of the bracha. The Rashi puts it more succinctly. He says the Kel Baruch is considered the beginning of bracha because they finished kedusha, and therefore, let's go back to Yotzor, which shows that the paragraphs in Siddur are meaningful. I guess that's could be that's only there because the kedusha is considered to be like a significant part in breaking the services. Okay, over there table someone is dying for the Amid should not answer Amid for the Kohanim. Maybe because he's going to get confused. He mentioned Kohen Elahuv. He's the Chazan. The Kohen is the Chazan. He says Kappa Bishon Duchen. If the Chazan knows it's Kappa, if it's confident that he can be Duchen and go back to Davin without getting discombobulated, Rashai is permitted. Tanya Paris Shema. Somebody who's Paris Shema, which means to say Baruch. Somebody who's the Baal Tefillah. And this type of person who is duchni. Somebody is laning. Somebody is doing the haftarah. And a brother, somebody makes a bracha on any one of the mitzvahs of the Torah. All these people learn amen achar atzmo. Learn achar atzmo amen. Should not so amen after himself. B'imona harei zabur. If he did say the bracha of amen on his own bracha, he is an ignoramus. It's inappropriate to do. The East Tiny I raised a boar, East Tiny I raised a chacham. Some say it's a boar, some say it's a chacham. He raised a chacham, but basof. He says amen to the end of a sequence of brachas, which is actually what the Sfardim do till today. Like Shemaya Samoy Solan. We only do it by benching. But they do it in other places. They say amen afterwards. I think by Shebrons also say Shebrons. I don't remember that. I might be wrong about that. But in any event, so when it's to the end of a sequence, that's when you can answer. Say amen. When it's in the middle of a sequence, so then that's considered to be borus to answer amen to your own bracha. The Mashbiach says that this is why we say after every tefillah we say Osa Shalom B'Ramavi Osa Shalom B'Koyso B'Imru Amen. And this after every tefillah we say that, and then because Moshe B'nei Rosh Hashanah Amen. So because Moshe for Tova Meitiv. So those are in order to say Amen at the end of the sequence. And also the side, we're basically at the end of the Amud. We are at the end of the Amud, right? But it's, I have to look at Torah and show Yerushalmi. He's on Yerushalmi, which we don't have. Let's see what he has here. Whereas the Ruach Chelkav Sim Kup Tzadik, Yerushalmi Omar Rav Gon Ilay Tlasa Adam Ona Amen Achar Atzmo. These three brothers, the person answers Amen after himself. Ba'bochar Ba'mo Yisrael Ba'avo, V'hei Ba'mo Yisrael, U'bani Yerushalayim, Bein Tfilah Ben Birkas HaMazon. Muva Ma'amar as Gam Shem Rabbeinu Chanal. V'rakech Tziyem B'shili Perak Ein Oimdim, V'ravya, V'leinu Leisa. We don't have this Yerushalmi. Regardless, so it says we don't learn again something about Bochar Moisel B'avo V'hei Ba'mo Yisrael. Says we don't have to make anyway, but he had Yerushalmi, which actually did have. Which we don't have in front of us. There are many Yerushalmis like that, but this one I happened to write down. I cited my Gemara, so that's why I told it over.